Hey everybody, welcome back to Veg Plots. In this video we're going to be looking at my top 10 2024 tomatoes for this year. Also the 10 runners up as well, so watch right the way through to the end, and number one is at the end. Before we get started though, I just wanted to draw your attention to my site because I've got some of the tomato seeds are up for sale. I've sort of got limited stocks of them, so I'm doing individual tomato seeds, I'm doing packs of tomato seeds, but I'm also doing this sort of Christmas gift pack as well, and this comes in either a silver tin or a black tin, and you get many more seeds in these. I think you get 10 varieties of seeds in these. They can be personalised as well with a personalised card, so you just sort of send me the details that you want. They come with a pack of seeds, they come with a little notebook, they come with a pencil, and they also come with lovely 10 wooden labels. So it's like a complete tomato seed growing kit. Yeah, perfect for Christmas and things. So if you'd like to pick one of these up, please head over to my site and yeah, help yourself while stocks last. Okay, without further ado, let's get on with the 2024 top 10 video. Hey everybody, welcome to the top 10 tomatoes that I've grown this year in 2024. I'm going to show you all the ones that I've grown that I recommend for you to grow, so i.e. my top 10, but I'm also going to start off with the also rans. So we've got about 10 as well of the also rans, which are well worth trying and really quite delicious, but didn't quite match up to the top 10. Now I've tried to make the top 10 based on taste first, but obviously the other things that come into it as well, such as looks and productivity and things like that. So without further ado, let's get on and we'll look at the runners up first, and I'll just switch cameras. So these are the runners up, and gardening points if you actually can guess any of which they are. But we'll start with number 10 in this list, and that is this one. This is Indigo Cherry, and it's a lovely tomato, great taste, and in previous years it's been very profuse. It's grown lots and lots of them, and I really recommend worth trying this if you want to try something different. It's just not been as productive this year due to its position. So that's number 10 in the runners up. Now number 9, let's switch back. It's number 9 I don't actually have a picture of. And that is Sunrise Jazz. It was a beautiful multicolored tomato, but I had one which I've eaten and the others haven't ripened up yet, so I can't show you that. But Sunrise Jazz, and yeah, let's move on to the next one. Right, at number 8 we have Black Crim, and I think actually that's this one. Now Black Crim is a really tasty tomato. This one is very ripe and lovely. Goes this deep dark mahogany red, really nice. It's all this sort of size tomato, not particularly huge, but has produced quite a few. So yeah, Black Crim, if you want to give that one a go, it's worth trying. I think it's from the Crimean Peninsula, but yeah, nice one. Good rich and inside, good umami flavours and things. So that's Black Crim. Now after Black Crim we have Ozark Sunrise, and that's this one. Now this tomato is slightly overripe, so I'm only going to I'll show you the bad side as well, but yeah, this is Ozark Sunrise. This did really well in the taste test last year, but different position in the polytunnel, just not quite as good, not so many on the vine, and you can see it's slightly turning here. I've had it in the studio a little while, but yeah, Ozark Sunrise, I can recommend this. It was delicious last year, just didn't quite make the grades this year. Ozark Sunrise. Next we have Jack Off White, and this is a beautiful yellow tomato, extraordinary. It's bright yellow, orange, yellow colours throughout, really quite tasty, nice, hangs on the vine well, produces lots in bunches on the truss. It's really nice. So yeah, I really like this one, but again didn't quite make top 10. So that is Jack Off White. Next one we have is Sun Gold Select, and that's this little cherry we have here. Now I bought this because it's sort of like an heirloom version of Sun Gold or honeycomb, and I was hoping that it would do better than honeycomb, but it's nearly there, but not quite. It is well worth growing, and you can save the seeds from this, unlike sun cold and honeycomb. So yeah, these are worth getting if you want to try an heirloom heritage type variety, which the seeds will grow true in the next year. So that's Sun Gold Select. Next we have Black Russian, and I did this I think in the last taste test, and this is a really nice tomato. This has good umami flavours, rich sort of smoky flavours around the gel, really sort of like a connoisseur's tomato, nice dark rich red mahogany. Yeah, great tomato that one. So that's Black Russian. Now after Black Russian, at number 3, we're doing the countdown here, number 3 of the also Rands is this one, and I grow this one every year, and this is Michael Pollan, and it's a really nice green tomato. It's very sweet. That's not true actually, it's not very sweet, it's quite sweet. There's all sorts of flavours, limes and lemons and things, tropical sort of tastes when ripe, and you know when it's ripe when the top goes sort of yellow, as opposed to being bright green. But yeah, inside it's a very bright limey colour, really quite a nice tomato. This is Michael Pollan. So that's at number 3. Number 2 of the also Rands then is Sartre Relois. Now I had real high hopes for this tomato. It didn't quite match up to them. It's beautiful colouring, it's fantastic, this sort of purple anthracene top fading down into this lovely sort of custardy lemony yellow base, and I wanted this to be really fruity, and although it was quite good, it just wasn't quite as good as I wanted. It's produced masses on the vine, on the trusses, really lots and lots of them, really worth growing if you fancy a good slicer that will go well in sandwiches and on sourdough and things. So yeah, a nice one, but again, sadly not quite number in the top 10. So that leaves the last one, and what is this, you may ask? Well, this is Kaleidoscopic Jewel, and these tomatoes are a really nice size. They're like an apple sort of size, really tasty, lovely colouring on the top. Look at the colours on that. They sort of have peachy nectarine sort of flavours, but all sorts of yeah, things going on with this tomato. Masses on the vine as well, but again, not quite top 10 quality. So that is the runners up, and that was quite good. All of those are really good. So what I want to do with the top 10 for this year, this top 10 tomatoes, is I want to excuse me while I just rearrange things. I want to show you what they are in reverse order, but then also cut them open so that you can see what they're like inside. I'm not going to do a taste test. I've done that before because we've done that in the other previous 4 videos, so I'm just having a little rearrange here. Okay, right, should we start? I'm really looking forward to showing you these. These are really good. Yeah, okay, number 10, and this is the same as last year. If you watch my 2023 tomato taste test big reveal, you won't be surprised to see that these are honeycomb. And if I was just growing F1s, or I sort of didn't have a leaning towards heritage and heirloom, I would probably put these at number 1, but I really like these. These are little cherry tomatoes, and they are really profuse, and they're some of the first to ripen on the vine. And I think if I switch over to this camera, I've got some bits of video here. You can see them growing in the polytunnel. There's masses of them here, and I think, yeah, just down here, they're really easy to pick. They don't split quite as easily as Sun Gold, and they have this real diverse range of flavours. Really delicious. So yeah, masses on the vine here. Okay, right, let's come back here. So what we're going to do now is we'll cut one of these open. So I want to show you what they're like inside, but as I say, I'm not going to do a taste test. So if I switch you over to this camera, I'll just open this one up. They're very soft, very juicy, really nice little tomato. Yeah, there we go. Right, so put that over there. bring this up here and you can see what a delicious looking little tomato. I mean, if you've got children and they've been put off sort of tomatoes, they don't really like them, and you know, that stuff they get from the shops, you know, dreadful. But if you grow honeycomb, sun gold as well, be much the same, but I think these are better. Yeah, if you grow these, they will love them. They're so sweet, they're delicious. Right, so that is sort of like a joint number 10. And that is joint with this one, which is Ananas Noir, and it's a really handsome looking tomato, decent size. It's produced quite a few on the vine and they hang well on the truss. Nice colourings, this dark olive on the top, which fades around to this lovely sort of cherry rich reds on the bottom. Really nice looking tomato. And I bought these because of all the pictures that I've seen online of them when they're sliced open, and they just look amazing. But I've got some video over here, so let's switch over to here and I'll show you these growing in the polytunnel. So quite a few on the vine here. This one, I think, yeah, really beautiful looking tomato. Decent size, quite strong, decent taste to them, but yeah, Ananas Noir. Okay, so let's cut this one open. This should be a real stunner inside, but we'll cut it open and we'll have a look. Okay, right, let's put it on the table. We'll cut through. It's lovely and soft skin, juicy. Cut through. Right, I'm hoping this looks really good inside. Ah, yeah, look at that, beautiful. Right, let's put that down there. So this is Ananas Noir. Look at those colours. There's olives and greens and the beautiful reddy cherry pink in the middle, and that lovely dark maroony or mahogany red around the outside. It's really a handsome, gorgeous looking tomato this is, and juicy too. I mean, if the light catches it, quite extraordinary. Anyway, so that is joint number 10. With honeycomb. That is Ananas Noir. If you want to pick up seeds for that, I can recommend that. Really beautiful looking tomato and also very tasty. Okay, right, what's next? Number 9. Now, number 9 was a surprise to me, and that is because it was sold as a dwarf, and obviously I hadn't grown them, not obviously, but I hadn't grown dwarfs before, and so I was expecting something maybe about 3 foot, but actually they can grow between 3 and 6 foot, which was quite a surprise. And mine are around the sort of 5-6 foot height, and they're really bushy, so they do need thinning out because they've got blight and sort of all sorts of botrytis and things quite easily in a damp environment. So let me get hold of a couple. Here we go. These are Uluru Ochre. Look at them. They are really big. They just massive tomatoes. Really nice and a great flavour too. But this lovely sort of ochre-y colouring. I think it's named after, well, I know it's named after Uluru in Australia, the red rock in the middle of Australia. And I think it's the Aboriginal name for the rock. But yeah, quite a splendid tomato, Uluru Ochre. Right, let's cut this one open. Oh, before we do that, actually, let's just switch over here and I'll show you them on the vine here. So as you can see, there's lots of green unripe ones, and then these two, which I've got here in the studio with me, it's just such a decent size, and they do produce a lot. These get a lot of afternoon sun. They're right next to the greenhouse window, and they seem to love it there. Let's cut this one open, shall we? Right, so this is Uluru Ochre. I'll cut this down through the middle. Lovely and soft and juicy. Goes straight through with no problem. The knife, that is. Let's open this up. Ah yeah, look at those wonderful colours. Right, put that bit down there. Bring it over to the camera. You can see it's so juicy. It's sort of dripping everywhere, but there's hardly any seeds. Really solid in the middle there. A brilliant slicing tomato. Really fantastic on sourdough or in sandwiches. Absolutely fantastic. Look at it. Really juicy. And this is a really nice tasting tomato too. And let's move on to the next one. So we have had Uluru Ochre, and now we have got something. Now this tomato has produced lots on the vine, but it is not, the one I've got in the studio here is slightly overripe now, and the others in the polytunnel aren't ripe. So I'm going to show you this. It has a slight split, and this is Captain Lucky. Now again, it has this sort of dark olive green at the top, which fades around down to this beautiful reds on the bottom, sort of rich cherry mahogany reds. Yeah, really nice colours here, like a big red ripe apple. Wonderful. There's lovely flavours in this. Yeah, let's flick over to the other screen and we can have a look at this camera. And here they are on the vine. You can see there's plenty on the trusses. They hang really well, and yeah, this is slightly underripe, the one you're seeing here now. It's sort of olivia green. It's Captain Lucky. But yeah, so this is Captain Lucky. Let's cut this one open and see what it's like. So it feels slightly soft at the moment, so maybe slightly overripe, but should be perfect tasting, I would think. Look on the inside. Ah, yeah, wonderful. Right, let's put that down there. And you can see the colours on this. Isn't that extraordinarily rich, gorgeous, juicy, not too many seeds, wonderful red colouring, lovely olives and greens. It's a really good, flavoursome, tasty tomato. And this is, yeah, it's at number 8 out of my top 10. So that is Captain Lucky. If you can get seeds, I recommend giving that a go next year. So Captain Lucky, number 8. Now number 7. Now number 7 is quite an extraordinary tomato, but the one I've got here for you, yesterday was fine, but last night I think the slugs got in. It's been a really bad year this year, and they're even in the polytunnel. I can't track them down. Anyway, this is Amish sherbet. Amish sherbet, and I'm showing you the best side of it first. But yeah, a beautiful orange, big orange tomato. It grows really well in the polytunnel and has produced quite a few. It's not a massive producer, it's not massively prolific, but yeah, you can see the slugs had a little go at it last night, which is a shame. Obviously very tasty. Right, if I just switch camera, I can show you a couple of little videos of it here. You can see we've got 2 or 3. They're really decent size, really heavy sort of cropping tomato, heavy weight tomato, not heavy cropping. But yeah, really decent. Beautiful colour, worth trying. I think next year what I will do is I will try cutting the middle out and growing 2 leaders, I think, or maybe even 3, so I can increase the amount of tomatoes that I get on each vine, because at the moment one vine doesn't produce too many. But yeah, let's cut this one then open. This is Amish sherbet. Now again, this is very soft and juicy, and I sort of know what this looks like from the others, so be prepared. This is amazing. Look at that. It's just like a huge glorious ball of sunshine. So Amish sherbet, let me bring you over to this screen. It's really such an amazing tomato. Flavors are good, sweet, juicy, not too sweet, but juicy, tropical fruits, nectarines, really solid and fleshy. Such a wonderful tomato this is, Amish sherbet. Quite hard to get hold of the seeds, quite rare, but yeah, well worth a try if you can get them. That's Amish sherbet. Put that one over there. Right, we're working our way up. Now the next one is number 6, and this was a new one for me this year. I think it's a cross between a couple of favourites of mine, but it is, let's just sort that out. It is this one here, and this is P20 Beauty King. And it's very similar to some other tomatoes I grow, but it's so stunning. Look at the colours on that, the dark blacks on the top, the anthocyanin, which fades around through these oranges and yellows and bright orange on the end. Just wonderful looking tomato. So if I switch over to here, we can see them growing in the polytunnel. Lots of them on the trusses, they hold well. They've started to split a bit towards the end of the season, but they are a really good producer. So really like these. Good flavours, again, nectarines, all sorts of tropical fruity flavours. Really, really delicious. Okay, right, this is P20 Beauty King. Let's cut this open and see what it looks like. As you can tell, I'm very keen on tomatoes which kind of look good as well as taste good. So let's open this up and see what it looks like. Ready? Here we go. Dunna, look at that. Oh, I haven't quite cut it correctly, but yeah, look at those gorgeous colours. Right, let's put that down there. So this is P20 Beauty King, and again, extraordinary colouring. Look at that, and the light, if I can try and get the light, it's really juicy, really such wonderful colours and flavours in this. Those colours in the middle, extraordinary, aren't they? The sort of reds bleeding out to the oranges and yellows. Really delicious. So yeah, this is P20 Beauty King. I've just got it dripping everywhere, and a really, really delicious tomato. And that is number 6, believe it or not. Number 6. We've got some great tomatoes here this year. And that was new for me. So yeah, I didn't grow that one last year. Okay, number 5 is one I've grown several years in a row, though last year they didn't grow all that well. I'm not sure why that was, or the seedlings died off or something. Anyway, I just didn't grow them last year, and I really wished I had, because this is, and you probably know this one to be honest, this is Pink Barkley Tie-Dye, and this is such a great cropper, produces big slicing tomatoes, really delicious. It comes from this lovely greens sort of on the top and goes around to this beautiful reds on the bottom. I think there's a green Barkley Tie-Dye which I haven't tried, but yeah, this is Pink Barkley Tie-Dye. Okay, if we switch cameras, I think it is this one here. We'll have a look at it growing in the polytunnel. You can see masses of tomatoes. This was slightly earlier on in August, and I think this was probably one of the first ones that was ripe, and a slightly different colour. You can see it's more olivey greens at this stage, so I pick them then and then bring them indoors to ripen up inside. But yeah, and then they turn this wonderful colour. Right, let's cut this one open and move that. Cut Pink Barkley Tie-Dye open and we'll see what it's like inside. They have great flavours, Pink Barkley Tie-Dye, all sorts of umamis and sort of savoury flavours to them, but yeah, a really fleshy tomato. Look at that, gorgeous. Right, bring it over. I have to be careful because it drips all over the computer keyboard, but yeah, look at that, really nice, solid, meaty, beautiful colours, really rich flavours. Yeah, you want to watch the taste test video that I did for this. Really good. It's a beautiful tomato, Pink Barkley Tie-Dye, wonderful. Right, that's that one. Put that over there, and we'll move on to number 4. Now we're getting into the top 3 soon, so yeah, really looking forward to showing you those. But number 4 is this one, and it is a whopper. And it is Rebel Starfighter Prime. Look at that. Isn't that extraordinary? Look at these markings on the front, how they sort of run down there like paint or smoke. It's extraordinary. Anyway, sort of heart-shaped tomato, beautiful dark anthocyanin on the top, really big and meaty. But yeah, turn it around. This one obviously got more sun on this side. You can see you get more sun on the side, it goes darker and darker. But look at those colours, how they sort of dribble down the side. Isn't that extraordinary? Such a beautiful tomato, really lots and lots on the vine. Let's have a quick look actually. So this is them growing again in the polytunnel on the south facing side, Rebel Starfighter Prime. And yeah, lots of them hanging off. They get really heavy actually on the truss, so you do need to string them up, support the trusses with a little bit of string, tie them up over another branch. But yeah, this one again, picked slightly early to ripen indoors, and obviously once that's ripened up it goes this beautiful colours. I mean, Rebel Starfighter Prime, I mean, with a name like that, actually, why wouldn't you grow it? But anyway, so I'm kind of don't want to cut this one open because I want to just keep it because it's so nice, but look at it. Anyway, let's cut it open, stop mucking about. Right, let's pop that one over there, and we'll cut this again through the middle. And this is the biggest one I've had this year, so I'm really hoping this looks splendid inside. Nice and soft, juicy, juice running down the edge. Just cut through, and we'll do the reveal. Look at that, isn't that wonderful looking? Fantastic colours. Right, put that bit down there. Bring it over here. Now look at that. Now this is a real connoisseur's tomato. This is a stunning, beautiful, really tasty tomato. I mean, look at those colours. Why wouldn't you want to eat that on a slice or on a bit of sourdough? Gorgeous. Not many seeds, really fleshy, but full of flavour. Such a great tomato, full of spicy, umami, savoury flavours, fruity, just delicious. So that is Rebel Starfighter Prime, and if you can get hold of some of these, I recommend it. Right, let's put that one down there. I've got all these little trays dotted about to keep them sort of from dripping everywhere, so I can take them home and we can enjoy them later. Anyway, right, we're getting into number 3. I'm really excited to show you this. These 3 are some of the best tasting tomatoes I've grown all year, and one of them is completely new to me, and that's the next one, which I don't know if you've grown before, but that is Cuban salami. Such a great name, isn't it? And it has all sorts of, I mean, I don't know why it's called Cuban salami, but it has all sorts of umami and savoury flavours in it, which might be the reason why. But yeah, look at these beautiful colours. Got this slightly elongated shape with a sort of a point on the end, but are really amazing. Look at them, dark reds and olives. Right, if we switch camera, I've got, the trouble with this is I don't get many on the vine. Again, they're at the back of the polytunnel. They're quite a decent size, and I think next year what I do again is snip the middle and do 2 or 3 leaders. Yeah, because you get more of them, but this is such a great tasting tomato, but just not massively profuse, as it were. Okay, so this is Cuban salami. I'd love to know if you've grown any of these, by the way. Do leave a comment in the section below, because it's really interesting to know what people are growing, what their favourites are. But yeah, this is my 3rd favourite tomato of 2024, and I'll definitely be growing this again in 2025. Right, let's cut it open, shall we? Too much chatter. But we're running out of room on the table here, so let's do a little move around, see if we can get some space in here. I also want to just dry this up a little bit. Right, Cuban salami. Now I could cut this through the middle, but I don't know if that's going to show it to its best, but we'll do it anyway. Some people cut them that way on the length to get a different type of colouring, but we'll cut it through the middle so we're the same as all the others. And do the reveal. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful colours, sort of gaps around the seed cavities, but lovely colours, that lovely cherry red again in the middle, and these olives and greens and so on. But this tomato has really delicious flavours. This is such a tasty tomato, really worth growing. I really recommend it. Cuban salami. Right, okay, number 2 is a phenomenal tomato. If you ever seen me harvest this one, I did a taste test of it last year. It was extraordinary, and I know many people have purchased one of my record books with the seed packs in, which I send them out with, and they've grown them, and they've also said they're delicious too. And that is, or this is, Lucid Gem. Now it's got a little bit of damage on that one, but it's such an extraordinary tomato. Look at that black anthocyanin on the top, folding around the shoulders to this lovely orange and yellow. This has so many beautiful flavours to it. Excuse me. sort of nectarines, peaches. It's really fruity, it's juicy, just such a delicious tomato. So if we just switch camera again, I'll show you them growing in the greenhouse this time. And yeah, this is the one we're looking at the moment. Picked fresh this morning, straight, and there's quite a lot on the actual trusses. They can get end rot if you aren't consistent with watering, but yeah, really nice tomato. So yeah, Lucid Gem. I've got another one here actually, slightly cap-faced, but it shows you the richness of colour that they can turn to, these beautiful oranges. And this one actually would be really tasty. I need to let this one ripen up a little bit for a while. But yeah, anyway, let's cut this open and we'll see what it's like. Right, let's cut through the middle. I think this one could potentially be a little bit riper. See, it all gone slightly more orange like the others, but anyway, here we go. This is Lucid Gem. Oh no, look at that. It never lets me down. It's such a beautiful and extraordinary tomato. Look at that. Isn't that extraordinary? That is so beautiful. The way it radiates out, it's like, it reminds me of like a sea anemone or something, but the beautiful reds in the middle. If I can catch the light on it, I'm not sure. Yeah, there you go. It's really juicy, really gorgeous. I'd say the flavours on this are extraordinary. And this is Lucid Gem. Really recommend Lucid Gem. So that was number 2 in our selection of tomatoes for 2024. Okay, number 1. Cue the drum roll. I'm just being a bit silly. Okay, number 1. If any of you have any doubts whatsoever of what number 1 might be, and you've been following along throughout the season, then you probably won't. You'll know what it is. It's Alice's Dream, and this was number 1 last year as well. And if you've grown the seeds, I know many of you have told me how much you really like this. This is such an amazing tomato. There are so many flavours in this tomato. It's so tropical and fruity, and it's just exquisite. I really recommend growing this. This is number 1 for the 2nd year running in all the tomatoes I'm growing. Beautiful. Next year I might disqualify it from the taste tests because I don't want it to just always be the same one, and I want to just grow lots of different tasting tomatoes to show you. But yeah, Alice's Dream. I think we've got over here in the polytunnel, I've got a little video of it. I've picked lots of them and these are a couple that I picked earlier on in the season. They're just amazing, beautiful colours, and yeah, a really nice tomato. So should we cut this one open? Yeah, I'd love to eat it too, but I've said I'm not doing taste tests in this video. Open this one up. Right, here we go. Again, with these, they could be a little riper potentially, and they do go slightly more orange on the skin. But yeah, let's open this up. Look at that, beautiful looking. It's not quite as stunning as some of the others, but it is the most tasty. It is the tastiest tomato I have ever grown. I mean, honeycomb has all sorts of sweetness to it, but this is extraordinary. This is such a beautiful tomato, and this is Alice's Dream. I can't tell you how good this is. It produces masses, really good and really tasty. So there we have it, folks. That is the top 10 tomatoes that I've grown this year in 2024. I switch camera. Yeah, so we've got a beautiful range of tomatoes for 2024. Okay folks, well, I hope you've enjoyed all those taste test videos. As always, please do give a thumbs up and a like, and follow along with the channel if you'd like to see more. Do leave me a comment below. Let me know what tomatoes you're growing or what your favourites are, because I'm always on the lookout for really good, tasty, good producing tomatoes. Yeah. So until next year when we do some more taste tests, I say I hope you've really enjoyed them. I'll see you in the next video. It's been lovely doing these. I really have enjoyed it. And I'll see you soon. Okay, bye for now.